You may be trusting people who secretly sabotage your life, and you don't even know it. Stoic philosophy teaches us to identify these hidden dangers that are much closer than we imagine. Today, we will explore the 10 types of people you should keep at a distance to avoid disappointments and protect your inner peace. Ready to find out who they are? Without wasting any more time, let's go straight to the first type, the narcissist. The narcissist is a complex figure that often confuses. In the Stoic wisdom, we learn the importance of preserving our serenity before the behavior of others. Against a narcissist, the art of indifference is our greatest shield, preventing his egocentric attitudes from upsetting our balance. We must maintain our inner peace, even in the face of the narcissist's incessant search for validation. Think of someone whose speech is always about himself, who seems unable to perceive the needs and feelings of others. This is the narcissist, a person whose greatest concern is himself. He puts his own desires and needs above all else, completely ignoring those of others. How to trust someone who only sees his own reflection and seeks to stand out, even if it means reducing those around. The danger of the narcissist lies in his obsession with image itself, for which he is willing to do anything to protect and improve, even if it hurts others. With an inflated ego, he rarely takes responsibility for his actions, preferring to blame others. In short, be aware of people who monopolize conversations, impose their opinions, and never listen to what others have to say. The constant search for admiration and validation can lead them to extreme attitudes, putting at risk those around them. Therefore, caution is essential when dealing with these individuals, because their priority will always be themselves, to the detriment of others. Now let's talk about a type of person as old as time, the gossip. With their enlightened view of human nature, the Stoics left us valuable advice to navigate the turbulent waters of gossip and gossip. They remind us of the importance of not letting others' opinions define who we are or disturb our inner peace. The gossip is one who lives on stories and rumors. If he is always commenting on others, you can be sure, as soon as you turn your back, you will be the next subject. Gossip is not just a passing habit, but a deliberate act that brings pleasure to those who practice it. It is naive to think that just because a person is close to you, they will keep your secrets. The nature of gossip is to share, spread, disclose everything you know. If you want information to spread, gossip can be your best ally. Just tell him what you want to be released, and he will do the job, spreading the news like a fire. However, remember, trust is valuable, and it's essential to choose well who you trust your secrets with. The third type of person is one who subtly irritates us. Stoicism, with its profound wisdom, encourages us to self-reflection when dealing with these individuals. Instead of reacting emotionally, it is better to take a step back and reflect on how our own perceptions and state of mind can influence our feelings. It is natural to be angry or upset when we are overwhelmed by stress or the challenges of everyday life. However, if even in a moment of calm, this person still manages to annoy you, it may be that he is using subtle techniques to manipulate your emotions. These individuals know how to insinuate doubts, destabilize with comments or discreet gestures in a way that sometimes you do not even notice their maneuvers. Some find pleasure in acting this way, throwing disguised comments that have the power to upset you. Therefore, it is essential to be aware of these manipulations. If someone is able to annoy you constantly, it's likely that they're manipulating you in a subtle way, and it's crucial to recognize these signals so you don't fall for them. If you are enjoying the content so far and think that these Stoic reflections can help you deal better with difficult people, take this opportunity to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. This helps me bring more videos like this, and you still stay on top of all the news. Let's go together in this journey of wisdom. The fourth type is that of the indecisive people. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, reminds us of the importance of focusing on what we can control, our own choices and actions. People who are undecided pose a real challenge when it comes to trust. How to trust someone who is always on the tightrope, unable to make a firm decision. Chronic indecision often reflects a lack of self-confidence. If a person lives in constant hesitation without being able to define a clear trajectory for his life, how can we expect that it is a pillar of trust for others? In addition, the unpredictability of these people is another factor of mistrust. Without a well-defined personality and a clear sense of what they want, their decisions may seem random or even capricious. Comparing an indecisive person to a child holding a knife may seem exaggerated, but it illustrates the potential danger. You never know what to expect. Lack of clarity and determination can make them unpredictable, and in certain situations this can be risky. Therefore, it is essential to deal with these people with caution and discernment. The fifth type is that of two-faced individuals. Stoicism invites us to be careful when dealing with such people. Instead of letting ourselves be overwhelmed by their dubious actions, we should focus on developing our own integrity. Who has never met someone who, in front of him, displays a warm smile, but who, turning his back, spreads rumors or criticism? This behavior is not unique to you. They act like that with everyone. If you hear them speak ill of someone, expect them to do the same about you. The duplicity of these people is confusing. At one time, they seem allies. At the next, they betray you. In the face of this type of behavior, my recommendation is simple. As soon as you identify this duplicity, distance yourself. Protect yourself and preserve your well-being, staying away from these toxic relationships. The sixth type is the insatiable curious. The Stoics warn us about the importance of setting boundaries in our interactions and handling information carefully. Be aware of people whose curiosity seems endless, because one day they may use what they know in a harmful way. This excessive curiosity can often hide a latent jealousy. Behind a seemingly friendly person, there may be someone who plans to use their confidences in the future. If someone shows an unrelenting curiosity, it is advisable to keep a certain distance and limit how much you trust that person. However, it is important to distinguish between a normal conversation and an exaggerated curiosity. In a friendly chat or when you meet someone, it's natural to ask questions to get to know yourself better. It's a normal part of social interaction. But the inquisitive inveterate goes beyond. He questions incessantly, sometimes entering into sensitive areas. If, for example, you insist on knowing details like your salary, even after your attempts to change the subject, this is a clear warning sign. With these individuals, it is essential to be reserved and, if possible, to move away. The seventh type of person is one who wants to be friends with everyone. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, teaches us that we cannot control how others perceive us. Instead of seeking everyone's approval, Stoics value authenticity. Who has never met that person who is always smiling, praising everyone and promising to please everyone around you? It is the typical individual who seeks, at all costs, to be loved and shine in society. It is important to note that this search for acceptance is not in itself something bad. However, it is prudent to approach these people with caution, because those who seek to please everyone and make promises wrong and right are usually more concerned about their own popularity. For these individuals, you are just another piece in their extensive social network. They live in search of recognition, often building a world of illusions. Knowing this, it is wise to keep a certain distance. If the lives of these people seem full of traps, it is not by chance, but often as a result of their own impulsive decisions. They tend not to learn from their mistakes and let their emotions guide their actions. So when dealing with these individuals, be aware. If you let yourself be carried away by their melodramatic stories, their problems can easily become yours. In the end, their biggest challenge is dealing with themselves, and you probably don't want to carry that burden. The eighth type is that of the person who constantly criticizes. Stoics encourage us to focus on self-evaluation rather than getting lost in incessant criticism of others. The real Stoic question is to improve yourself and strengthen your character. When a person is always criticizing others, often through gossip or rumor, it reveals a malicious character. Think about it. If you are someone busy with responsibilities and commitments, would you really have time to gossip? Those who focus on the faults of others often have no own course. They may be unhappy or dissatisfied and turn to the lives of others as a way to fill that void. In the face of such people, caution is essential. If someone is quick to criticize and denigrate others, it is likely that one day they will treat you the same way. Be attentive to those who delight in pointing out the weaknesses of others, because eventually the criticism may turn against you. If you are still with me, congratulations. Tell me in the comments if you have ever trusted someone with these characteristics and how you found out the truth. But calm down, we are not done yet. I have two more profiles to introduce you. The ninth type is that of people constantly tormented by problems. Stoics remind us of the importance of taking control of our choices and emotions, rather than blaming our misfortune or external circumstances for our misfortunes. These individuals seem to be always surrounded by torments and complications, portraying themselves as victims of life, where each day brings a new dose of misfortune. They moan, wondering why their lives are so difficult and why they seem to be the prime targets of bad luck. In the face of these people, caution is essential. If someone is always facing problems, it is usually not just a matter of bad luck, but the result of one's own choices. They often make impulsive decisions, do not learn from their own mistakes, and allow emotions to control their actions. If you let yourself be carried away by the melodramatic story of these people, their problem can easily become yours. In the end, their biggest challenge is dealing with themselves, and you probably don't want to be burdened with that burden. The 10th type concerns those people who seem to listen to it without really paying attention. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-affirmation and the search for authentic and enriching exchanges. Who has never met someone who, while you speak, shakes his head and responds with a vague, "Yes, I understand," but without really getting involved? This is not only disappointing, but also gives the feeling of being neglected. It's even more frustrating when these people dominate the conversation with their own stories, but as soon as you try to share yours, their attention seems to evaporate. Technically, they are listening to you, but their mind is elsewhere. A real conversation requires attentive listening on both sides. If you come across someone who is not really interested or easily distracted, do not hesitate to take control. There is no need to have a one-sided conversation. If you perceive disinterest, it is entirely appropriate to end the dialogue. Your time is precious and deserves to be shared with those who really value what you have to say. To conclude, understanding the different profiles of people that can undermine our trust is essential to establish more authentic and deep relationships. With Stoic wisdom, we learn to preserve our serenity, cultivate virtue, value authenticity, and deal with delicate situations. For today, we have reached the end of this video. I sincerely hope that these reflections will be useful to you. See you next time.